Howdy! Let's take a look on problem number 5 from the notes and see about how to divide this out. So this here goes inside the division bar, like so. And then the divisor, which is this guy, the thing doing the dividing, is x plus 1. Okay, so this is the divisor, this is the dividend, and up here is the quotient. That would be the answer with any remainder there. Okay, so the first question we ask is, how do I multiply this in order to get exactly this? So I need to multiply that by x. So I'm going to place that, just to organize myself, I'm going to place that above, since it's linear, I'm going to place that above the linear. Pretty much when I get to the end here, I know that anything after it is remainder. So now I take this x and I distribute it to those two in the divisor. X times x is x squared. So that puts it, so I'll put that here, again lining it up because it's an x squared. Then x times positive 1 is positive x. Now we draw our line and we have to subtract. So here's the key. When we are subtracting, technically we're subtracting like this, the whole thing. So just for shorthand, I'm going to not draw the parentheses, and I'm just going to subtract those, like so. Now again, the point of this is to annihilate the first term here. So those will always cross out if you've done this properly. So those drop out, and now we're just left with the linear. Essentially what we're doing is eliminating one section at a time. All right, so now let's bring down things. Here I have 2x, and I bring down minus 6. So I now repeat that exact same question from the beginning, but now we move to the next unit here, or the less place value. How do I get this to match up exactly with this so we can subtract them? So I need to multiply this blue x by 2. So I put a positive 2 there. Okay, now this positive 2 has to distribute to both of those. So I get 2x there, 2x. And then when I distribute the 2 to here, I also get a 2, a plus 2. Now I draw my bar and then take the opposite of everything there. Of course, the first terms drop out. This always drops out. And here I bring down the negative 8. So there we go. Remainder, negative 8. Now, how do we know if we're right? How do we know if we're right? Well, remember, if I were to multiply this times this and then subtract 8, I should get back to here. So let's go ahead and do the check real quick. The check. So I say x plus 1 times x plus 2. What does that give me? That gives me x squared plus 1x plus 2x plus 2. Where did that come from? Double distribute. X times 2 is 2x, 1 times x is x, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, while we're here, we might as well, because we also have a minus 8 from there. So let's go ahead and subtract 8 there as well. So we see. So now things, these two, that's exactly the same. But these two combine to be 3x. And then these two here, positive 2 minus 8, is going to give me a negative 6. So notice this here matches with this here. It's the exact same. That matches with that. So we know we're correct. So the key thing is make sure that this quotient component gets distributed, and then you distribute the subtraction. It'll always change these to opposites. Always change these to opposites. So currently we've seen that this was a plus and this was a plus, but these might be minus subtraction. Okay, so it's not always going to make it minus. It's just going to make it opposite. So that's number 5. Let's go ahead and do 7, but maybe work a little bit faster there. So 3x cubed plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 1. and let me put 3x plus 1 outside. So I ask myself this question, how do I make this match up exactly with that? Well, I need to multiply everything by x squared. So I'm going to distribute the x squared here. X squared times 3x is 3x cubed, and x squared times positive 1 is positive x squared. Okay, so draw your bar and take the opposite of everything there. Those will always drop out, and now this comes down as a 3x squared, and we carry this guy down here to be minus 5. So let's repeat the algorithm. How do I make this 3x to be exactly like this, 3x squared? Well, I need to multiply by an x, so a positive x here. So distribute the x to get 3x squared plus x. Where does that come from? X times 3x is 3x squared. Positive x times positive 1 is positive x. So now I draw my bar and take the opposite of everything down below. These drop out, and notice here I get negative 6x. And now I bring down this positive 1. All right, so now my last question is, how do I make this 3x match exactly with that? Well, I need to double it and take the opposite, so negative 2. So I get negative 6x, and now distribute. Negative 2 times positive 1 is negative 2. Now here's the situation. Draw, and I take the opposite of both of those. And so here the 6x's drop out, and we're ending up with a 3. So here's my result, and you can use uppercase or lowercase r, I don't mind. I think some books use different, like there. And so this is my final result, x squared plus x minus 2, remainder 3. And there we go. Hope that helps.